Sony buried a Spider-Man spin-off nobody can find, a female-led film that would have changed everything about their entire shared universe. And the reason they killed it is something they never wanted you to know. It was called Silver and Black. Two assassins, one shared history, greenlit as the cornerstone of Sony's answer to the Avengers. And the reason it vanished has nothing to do with the movie failing. It has everything to do with what came after it, a smaller, cheaper bet that made Sony rethink the entire universe they just built around this film. In March of 2017, Sony announced Silver and Black, a team-up movie pairing Silver Sable and Black Cat, two morally gray women pulled straight from the Spider-Man comics, neither of them superheroes in the traditional sense, both of them mercenaries with their own code. This was the first real building block of the Sony's universe of Marvel characters. The studio's plan to spin an entire cinematic world out of Spider-Man's supporting cast without needing Spider-Man himself, because of the tangled rights deal Sony still shared with Marvel. Silver and Black was supposed to prove the model worked. By June 2018, Sony had Gina Prince Bythewood attached to direct, with a script from Lisa Joy, the co-creator of HBO's Westworld. This wasn't a placeholder project. This was a real, funded, actively developed studio tentpole with A-list creative talent and a release date on the calendar. Sony was telling exhibitors and investors this film was happening. Then in October of 2018, just 4 months after Prince Bythewood signed on, Sony quietly announced it was splitting Silver and Black into two separate solo movies. No joint film, no team-up. No explanation beyond a press-friendly line about giving each character her own story. Gina Prince Bythewood walked. She went and made The Old Guard for Netflix instead, a film that became one of the platform's biggest original hits. Sony's version of that story never got made at all. Here's where it gets complicated. The official reason was creative, that the characters deserved standalone development. But insiders at the trades weren't buying it, because the timing lined up with something much bigger happening across the lot. Venom was about to open, and when it did, in October 2018, it made over $850 million worldwide against a $100 million budget, a number nobody at Sony predicted for a villain nobody even likes. Suddenly, the studio wasn't looking at an ensemble universe built on ambiguous, morally gray women. It was looking at a formula, one anti-hero, one director with a clear vision, minimal crossover baggage, maximum box office. Silver and Black didn't fit that formula anymore. So here's the part they never wanted you to hear. Silver and Black wasn't killed because it was weak. It was killed because Venom was strong, and success rewrote the entire business case for the universe it was supposed to launch. Sony's executives looked at two paths: a female-led team-up film with a complicated dual-character structure and no built-in audience recognition, or a repeatable, cheaper, solo anti-hero formula that had just printed money. They chose the formula. Every dollar of development budget that would have gone toward finishing Silver and Black got quietly redirected toward Morbius and Kraven the Hunter, instead films built entirely on the Venom playbook. The Sable and Cat solo films that were supposed to replace the team-up were never actually written past early drafts. By 2020, both had disappeared from Sony's slate without so much as a cancellation announcement. No press release, no statement. The project simply stopped existing in every future conversation about the Spider-Man universe, quietly memory hold the same way a company scrubs an embarrassing product line, except this wasn't a failure they were hiding. It was a success story that made a different film look expendable, and admitting that would have meant admitting the whole female-led universe pitch had been abandoned the moment a cheaper option outperformed it. Think about what that erased. Silver and Black would have been the first female-led film in Sony's Spider-Man universe, years before Marvel's own similar efforts reached screens. A genuine first-mover position the studio simply walked away from. Gina Prince Bythewood would have brought the same character-driven, morally complex direction to Sony's universe that she later brought to The Old Guard, proving a female-led anti-hero film could dominate. Instead, Sony spent the next several years chasing the Venom formula through Morbius and Craven, films that underperformed critically and commercially, while the one project with genuinely different creative DNA sat dead in a drawer. So the question that lingers is this: if Silver and Black had shipped first, before Venom proved the cheaper formula worked, would Sony's entire Spider-Man universe look completely different today? And what does it say that a hit was the thing that killed a movie, not a flop? Because Sony has done this before, quietly burying a project the moment a competing bet paid off faster. And the next studio secret we're uncovering follows the exact same pattern, just with a different logo on the building.